Okay. Here we go. Another black screen day. You know, where I am in front of a black screen. And we are just going to. Today, we are going to do something unusual, actually. Not even the normal black screen days. Today, we are going to actually read a story, because there was a request yesterday. So, I am going to oblige that request. Hello, Zero Jack. Hello, Cynthia Way. Hello, everybody. I am reading you guys a story today because that is what I was asked yesterday. So I thought, I'll just come and I'll read something. So this might not be the stream for everybody. Everybody might not enjoy this kind of thing, but I will certainly enjoy it myself. I do like reading. I'll read a written story today, not mine, just a story in general. And next time, I'll read one of mine, actually. I'd like to at least practice this one time. So let's read you guys a story. So I was just going to read something like The Night Before Christmas. Does anybody have any other suggestions? I was just going to read something very basic, because a lot of you guys were like, Ryu, read a story. So I aim to oblige. Here we are. Time for kindergarten. Yeah. It's time for the teachers. It's time for what's the word I'm looking for? Sensei. Okay, yes. It's time for Sensei to read you a story. Ryu, tomorrow I will get slime and get my keyboard puppet. Alright, sounds good job, and I don't even know. Can you read How to Kill Prince Ryu? What? How to Kill Prince Ryu? Really? Read The Gingerbread Man. I have to go, but I wanted to say, hey, Ryu. Hello, Izuki. We're sorry we missed you at the end of yesterday's stream. I hope you have a fantastic day. Am I late? You're not late. Okay. I have a link to a story on Wattpad. I'm gonna start with either The Raven or The Night Before Christmas. So let's I'm gonna go ahead and read The Night Before Christmas, and then if anybody has any suggestions, I'll go ahead and read that. Let's see. The Night Before Christmas, we're just gonna... Oh, there's also a Google RPG. I don't know if you guys have checked that out on Google search, actually. So this is actually a poem. I was thinking The Night Before Christmas was actually a story. I guess I'm gonna read you guys this poem. Read that Dr. Seuss tongue twister book. That sounds fun. Read manga. Yeah, but I can't show it on screen, right? Can I send it? Sure, I'll take a look at it. Okay. I'm just going to read this and look at you guys' suggestions after I'm done. It was the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wandering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, O Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly, that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Hey, that was cool. I've missed that. I have heard that many times, but it's been years, actually. How is your voice so calming? Thank you for that. Imagine if the snow became hail. It's mid-year Christmas. Your voice is amazing for reading. Thank you so much. Can we make a petition to make tomorrow Christmas? I would be happy if tomorrow were Christmas. I almost slept. Hey, I should do a sleep stream. I should help you guys sleep. Actually, so great. Thank you. All right, I enjoyed that. I never thought I would be here reading poetry for you guys, but here it is. It's been a long time since I've heard it as well. Yeah, it has been quite a long time. You know what? I haven't heard in a long time either. The Raven. Would you guys like me to read The Raven? It's another poem, of course. But it's one of my favorites, actually. I know that's kind of cliche, like, oh, I love The Raven. That's such a good poem. We'll just sleep stream, an ASMR stream, some ASMR. Okay, I suppose I can do some. No, I won't do ASMR today. I'll read The Raven, though, and then I'll look at some stories that I might be able to. Some interesting stories, not like classical old, maybe the Cask of Amontillado or something. Because I want something dark today. I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil. I've been seeing zombies everywhere I go, chat. I went downstairs yesterday. I was mentioning this in my Discord that I went downstairs yesterday and I was so tired and I was just walking around and suddenly I was like, oh, I better strafe around this table in case a zombie pops out of nowhere and attacks me. Cat in the Hat, a bedtime stream. I can't believe that you guys are suggesting a Cat in the Hat, but okay. The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, wake and weep. I messed that up right at the beginning. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. And here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore." Ah, 'tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, Nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking Nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God had lent thee, by these angels he had sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there, I never understood what this line meant, is there balm in Gilead, tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. I broke character, chat. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Whoops. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. All right, that was cool. I messed up a couple times, chat, I'm sorry. One of the poems I didn't mind having to study in school. Yeah, fantastic. I always loved it. I never understood that Gilead line, though. Can you read the Hades and Persephone myth? I don't remember the name either, but if I can play Hades on stream. Just changed. In Germany. Okay, let me see what I've missed in the chat. Cynthia Way says, very nice. Ever thought of being a poet? I've written some poetry before. I'll read it sometime. Truly the most relaxing way to end a day. I'm glad. I feel like I didn't do the Raven justice, actually. I'll read it again some other time. It's been a while since I read it. I should wear a crown. I'm Fan. Hello, Fan Traveler. Is it just me, or do you hear him slowly getting a British accent? Yeah, it happens sometimes. It comes out sometimes. Just changed. In Germany, it's 4 a.m. right now, so who needs sleep anyway? Oh, man. I'll help you sleep, I guess. People need sleep. Wow, what a long story. It was pretty long, actually. I think it's 18 stanzas. It's 18 stanzas. I know it's kind of cliche, but I really like the Raven. It hurts, comforts my soul. Yeah, I like something about it, but there are certain lines I don't understand. Or maybe just that one, I think. I am the energy no more. Can you do a Greek mythology poem? Sure. Yeah. Is this a poetry reading speech? Or a poetry reading session. I was gonna read a story, but I don't actually have a story in mind. If you guys have a story, I would be glad to read it. What should we read? You have a nice voice. Thank you. What should we read, chat? I'm trying to think of a good story that's actually good. To read, I mean, not just to... does anybody have any Death of a Moth? I've never read Death of the Charge of the Light Brigade. What is this? The Charge. The Charge of the Light Brigade. That sounds familiar. Is it a poem or a story? Alfred Lord Tennyson. I think half a league, half a league, half a league onward. Oh, this is a poem. I want to read a story if I can. I wrote one. You can read it if you want. I think I'd have to pre-screen any stories I would read on stream. To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah, the whole novel. We'll just read it right here. Hector the Collector. Great Gatsby is nice, but the beginning is so boring. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch the movie, actually. Death of a Moth. I'll look up Death of a Moth. Death of a Moth. Death of a Moth. What is this? Virginia Woolf. Oh, it's Virginia Woolf. Interesting. Oh, I don't know if this would be very... What is this? Virginia Woolf exposed the difficulties? Okay. I'll just read this. This is Virginia Woolf, so, I mean, what's so wrong about Virginia Woolf, right? You can't be afraid of Virginia Woolf. So Virginia Woolf writes, moths that fly by day are not properly to be called moths. They do not excite that pleasant sense of dark autumn nights and ivy blossom, which the commonest yellow underwing asleep in the shadow of the curtains never fails to rouse in us. Oh my gosh, okay, this is not a good story to read out loud. I can tell after the first line. A fun story, chat. Virginia Woolf may have been a mistake. But I will read that later. On FanFan, just to let you know, try King Arthur. Short stories. Let's just find Google short story. These are written by... I don't know. I want something that's been vetted so I don't accidentally read anything terrible. For Gutenberg Project. That's where I want to go. Gutenberg Project to short stories. I think they have a bunch of literature and stuff. Let's see. What can I... Library of the World's Best... Best Russian Short Stories? Famous Modern Ghost Stories. Victorian Short Stories. The Lock and Key Library. Alright, Vumpy, good night. Or... Oh, he said BRB. I see. Dr. Seuss Tongue Twister? Alright, you know what? I'll just... Dr. Seuss Tongue Twister. Fox in Socks. Take it slowly, this book is dangerous. Fox, socks, box, knocks, knocks in box, fox in socks. Knocks on fox in socks in box. Socks on knocks and knocks in box. Fox in socks on box on knocks. Chicks with bricks come, chicks with blocks come, chicks with bricks and blocks and clocks come. Look, sir, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with chicks and clocks, sir. First, I'll make a quick trick brick stack. Then I'll make a quick trick block stack. You can make a quick trick chick stack. You can make a quick trick clock stack. And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on fox. Fox on clocks on bricks and blocks. Bricks and blocks on knocks on box. I'm not understanding any of this, but okay. And now we come to ticks and talks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Clocks on fox ticks. Clocks on fox talks. Clocks on fox talk. 6 sick bricks tick. 6 sick chicks talk. Okay, it's getting harder, chat. It's getting much harder. Please, sir, I don't like this trick, sir. My tongue isn't quick or slick, sir. I get all these ticks and clocks, sir, mixed up with the chicks and talks, sir. I can't do it, Mr. Fox, sir. I'm so sorry, Mr. Knox, sir. Here's an easy game to play. Here's an easy thing to say. New socks, two socks, whose socks, whose socks. Who sues whose socks, who sues whose socks. Who sues with... Who sues who sue? Who's new? What in the fresh hell is this? Who sees who sue whose new socks, sir? You see Sue's new socks, sir. That's not easy, Mr. Fox, sir. Who comes? Crow comes. Slow Joe Crow comes. What the actual? Who sues Crow's clothes? Sue sues Crow's clothes. Slow Joe Crow Sue's who's clothes? Sue's clothes. Sue's socks. A fox in socks now. My voice won't last this entire thing. I'm done. I don't think... If you want me to stream chat, I think I have to stop there. Did I hear suicide? Jeez. Well, thank you for introducing me to this. Okay. Well, I stopped about halfway through because I want to preserve my voice for streaming. What language torture is this? I got to that line about the tick like talk. It goes weirder. It's like there's a later like it says DuckTales licks in lakes. Luke Luck likes. Luke Luck takes licks in lakes. Duck likes. I can't blab such blibber blubber. My tongue isn't made out of rubber. God. Oh, and then Tweedle Beetles. English is an interesting language. Anyway, Dr. Seuss. Enough of Dr. Seuss's BDSM party. Let's look at something else. Let's see if there's a story, maybe by O. Henry or something. I don't know who wrote stories. O. Henry short stories. I know he has a bunch of stories, right? I feel like he's the last leaf. What is this? American English. This is not too bad. Oh, this is a lot of dialogue. I feel like that counts as a story, right, chat? I read 2 poems. I read the Fox Socks Blocks thing. Almost said the word that chat would have clipped. Hello, anime lover. Hello, Alessandro. Oh, okay, bye, Alessandro. Thank you for coming. I thought saying refrigerator was hard. It is kind of hard now that I think about it. Tongue twisters are weird. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's it for my story today. I started really late, chat, so I'll have to continue another time. Is this a family-friendly channel? Yeah, absolutely. I try not to say anything that might cause children. I don't know what the word is. I'm looking for. It is very family-friendly. Actually, read The Bat with the Gat. Fables by Aesop. Oh, that's not bad. I subscribe to your YouTube. Hey, thank you. Welcome. I'm clipping all of this. Oh gosh, I can barely speak after those tongue twisters. Okay, well, unless he goes on a date in a castle. Yeah, that hasn't worked out for me all that well, Nana. Well, I think that's it for me, actually. I just wanted to read you guys something. If you like this, I'll come back again and do it again. Why is my model blinking? What is going on? I'm not blinking. Okay, well, anyway, if you like this, I'll do it again sometime. I actually commissioned some glasses so I can read on stream while I'm reading on stream. And I'll take some suggestions if you want to leave suggestions in on my Twitter or in Discord. I'd be glad to come back and read you a bunch of like full stories. Is it ending? Yes, it's ending. It was a really short stream today. I'm sorry, I had to start late. But tomorrow I will be streaming at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Probably not 9 a.m. actually, that's too early. I'll try doing 10 a.m. Or maybe not actually. I might be busy. I don't know what time. I'll let you guys know on the Discord as well as on Twitter tomorrow what time I'll be streaming. But we'll be I might give the Google JRPG a shot actually. It looks pretty interesting from what I've seen. So alright, good night. Thanks for everybody coming in to the chat. I've completely lost all my words after those tongue twisters. I'll read you guys a full story next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming. Good night. Have a great day. Hope you guys are pogging, as they say.